Welcome to the Mixtape Lounge. Kerry Stinson, Josh Martin. How are you, Mr. Martin?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Mr. Stinson?
I am good. Mr. Martin's got the episode. For, what is the number this week?
Ah, this week's episode is episode number trois.
Ah.
Trois en français. Ah, shout out to my Louisiana people. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. How's your week been?
Wow. The weekend was crazy, crazy good. Had a great time. Uh, did a little whatnot
Uh-oh.
signing. If you don't know what that is, that's like a live auction autograph signing.
Oh, very cool.
So yeah, we have a guy named Josh McDaniel. We met in San Antonio. He actually flew out to Bakersfield
Oh, cool.
uh, because there was a lot of different talent at the event. So he was able to do a few different whatnots with them as well. But yeah, you get on and sign some pops while people watch live, and you can crank up the bid if you want something crazy written on it or drawn on it, or whatever. Some people wrote in, not this time, but they bid on a Sunkist can that Chris Rager was drinking
You,
at the
I
time.
remember that. I remember
Have
that.
you heard that stuff? Yeah, I've
Yeah.
told you that one before. Yeah. So yeah, we did that. Boy, and we got to the event at 11 a.m. on Saturday, and we did not stop until 6 p.m.
That's awesome.
Ooh, Chun. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, and then Sunday was the same thing. 11 to 5. We didn't stop.
Where did you fly into?
Bakersfield.
Oh, into Bakersfield.
Yeah, great little airport. They heard a little bit of the history. It was a little bigger deal years ago. Of course, that's the home of Buck Owens. If you're familiar with that old song,
The
him and
streets
D. White did a remake of it back in the '80s. Walk the streets of
of
Bakersfield.
Bakerfield with Dwight Yoakam. Of course, I've heard it a
Yeah,
hundred
right. D.
thousand
White.
times. Right. Shoot, I'll probably
I
listen
love
to
that
it three
song.
times in my car going to work today.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. It's on heavy rotation. Oh, um, so
But you,
yeah,
but you
but the
know,
little airport.
you know, Buck Owens was born here, right? You know, he's a Texas boy, right?
I don't know specific. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I just
up
knew
in
of his
Sherman.
connection in Bakersfield. Huh.
Yeah, up in
In
Sherman.
Sherman, look at there.
Yeah, the Buck
That
Owens
makes
Highway,
sense.
man. I've been on it.
Oh, but I'm a picking and I'm a grinning.
I'm telling you. I'm a grinning.
Oh,
I,
shout out
I
to
love
Buck.
that you just did that shout out there.
Right. Wow. So yeah, but the Bakersfield airport, little airport, it's not quite the bustling airport that it once was, from what I heard, but uh, nice enough. And hey, shout out to Bakersfield Collector Con for having us come in there instead of LAX, because it was much better. Not to mention, we didn't have to drive 2.5 hours from the airport to Bakersfield once we got there.
Hmm,
We were like 15 minutes from the airport to the hotel. It was great.
that's great.
Yeah,
That is
fantastic.
great.
Now, the
Hey,
the
hold up.
hotel was a little long. What? Go ahead.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Before we go ahead,
No.
I gotta say this.
What?
We just launched the first episode of Mixtape Lounge. And thank you, thank
Yeah,
you,
we did.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you,
Uh,
everyone.
yeah, it was such a great start to this and the embracing of putting all this together. We've gotten so many great messages from the fans and the comments. So thank you,
Yes,
thank you, thank you.
yes.
Sorry, now go ahead, but
Thank you.
I had to make sure we
Yeah,
get that shout out.
no, back at you. Shout out to all those over like 350 views, over 50 subscribers on the launch. It's not a bad start. for a couple of kids from Texas, huh? Watch it. Yeah. So yeah, keep it going. We're not stopping.
We are not stopping. We are not.
Right? Yeah, Bakersfield. We wrapped it up. Had a good time and flew back in on Monday, and it was straight back to business as usual. Kids started back to school yesterday, and here we are today. So, and then I'm on my way to Virginia Beach tomorrow. So you see how we do.
We do, we do. So let's talk about Bakersfield a second, because as
Yeah.
we're talking right now, we got some
Uh-huh.
pictures we're going to be showing that Mr. Martin sent from the weekend. Tell us what we're looking at, Josh.
And I didn't get near as much as I wanted to because I was thankfully so busy.
Right.
But boy, we stopped by. First thing, we stopped by the toy store uh, that the event promoter runner owns, and that's kind of what got him into the whole convention scene. So
Wow.
we stopped off there, and that's where you're seeing that little shelf of Barney and BJ figurines.
Yeah,
Uh,
we posted that yesterday
yeah,
on
right. Isn't that
Instagram.
cool?
Very cool picture.
Like, wow, check it out. Oddly enough, and I don't know how much you can tell in that picture, but that whole place used to be an antique store.
Okay.
It used to be an antique store, and this guy took it over, and he slowly started putting up, uh, you know, nerd stuff, collectible stuff, and people were spending all the time there. So he started replacing antiques with collectors, and now it's only things like anime and comic books. Uh,
Very
so
cool.
that and Barney figures,
Right.
some collectible stuff. Yeah, and then let's see what else.
Well, what else?
His whole
What else?
family,
What else, Josh? Very,
right?
very pearl.
Oh, okay. Get right to the pearl, Mr. Pearl. Well, after a long day of signing, meeting fans, I Ubered from Bakersfield to Encino. That
Wow.
was 2 hours, but my people sorted it out. I got canceled by one Uber driver who pulled up and he didn't pay attention. He just accepted it. And when he arrived, he's like, "Where's this?" I said, "Encino." He goes, "Oh, I don't have enough gas for that." I was like, "Well, let's get some gas." No, that's too far, man. I was like, "Well, why did you take the trip, bro?"
Right.
He's like, "Oh, well, I didn't know where it was." I was like, "Well, cancel it or I will." And so I wound up having to cancel it. And then I had to dispute the cancellation charge.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. They're trying to charge me $10 for canceling the trip. I was like, My partner showed up and then told me he wasn't gonna take me. Mm-mm. After that, the next guy I picked up, we went straight to the gas station because he needed gas. Now, ain't that a blip? I could have got my other man some gas. But you know what? You know how things go. It works out for you. Because when my first man pulled up, he put down the window and I said, "What's up, Robbie?" And right as he's saying, "Where is this?" I get this waft of, I don't even know what it was, but I'm glad I didn't have to sit in it for the next 2 hours. I can tell you that much. So, so shout out to Robbie for canceling, but I still didn't have to pay that cancellation fee, son. Clean your car, get it detailed.
And some
Anyway,
gasoline.
yeah, run that off a cliff, jump out before you go though. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm just saying get rid of that car. I think that's the only hope for it. Pardon my digression. Anyway, yeah, all the way to Encino, and boy, it was a great Pearl welcoming. I'm sure I'm not surprised. I mean, I am surprised that the cops didn't show up by the noise that he made welcoming me and the clinks of the little shot glasses, some some great whiskey that he had brought from the UK. I'm
Nice.
sorry, not sorry. Don't want to get him in trouble. He didn't bring it from the UK. He had it shipped from the UK by the
I understand.
friends. He had it done properly.
Of
And
course you did.
yeah, we had a sip of we finished the bottle actually. Shout out Pista Pearl. And it was just great. Got to meet his wife Cindy, had a great home, and it just we caught up as best as possible. But you can only imagine between Pearl and me, we could barely get a word in edgewise
Oh, I'll
because we
bet.
were both just blah 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 blah, just talking, feeling, but and we both wanted to hear everything about each other, and
Awesome.
it was just great. Had great dinner, and we caught up and went back to his house, had some cocktails, and we're catching up more. And unfortunately, I had 2 more hours to get back home or
Right.
to the hotel. So I had to call it earlier than I really wanted to. But all in all, it was a great, great time. And on top of it all, he has agreed to come and hang out and talk to us on the Mixtape Lounge. And
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna see what I can do about doing that sooner than later.
Uh-oh. This is what it's going to be about. So just prepare yourselves, right?
All right?
So we are going to mix it up on the Mixtape Lounge.
That's right, son. How about you? How was your weekend?
It was
What's happening in Carrie's world?
in Carrie's world. It was good. We're getting ready, just like you. We're getting ready for school. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, my senior, my senior started yesterday. So
Uh,
that's that's several boxes of tissues and a very emotional
right,
as
right.
we get going there. And then as I told you, I'm doing photography for the band this year. So I got to
Yes, that's
shoot
awesome.
a little water balloon fight the other day. They let the kids at the end of the camp. It's the coolest thing, Josh. I got to tell you, they bring out coolers and I mean, but it is run like you guys line here. Here's the rules. Da, 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 da. It's like 10 minutes of throwing balloons, and then they get the kids like in a police line and have them come and pick up all of the trash like that.
Aha, action.
Amazing. So that
There
was
you
really
go.
cool, a lot of fun. And I posted some cool pictures on my photography site, so you can find that Mixtape Lounge. Um,
Yeah, there you go. I
so
was
that was
gonna say,
good.
tell them
And
where you can find those pictures because I've been seeing them. I've been seeing them online, and I don't know that the school has had quite that this kind of quality uh, documentation in the past. I have not followed them in the past, so I got nothing to compare it to. But I do know that this is quality, so check out the photos.
well, I appreciate we're having a lot of fun with that. So a lot of
Yeah,
fun with that. And
cool. Looks good.
here's the cool thing.
Uh-huh.
So I get a message, I think it was over the weekend, from Lindy Davis. Uh, yeah,
Lindy.
Lindy Heath. Um, Lindy, her her nephew is the band director for Keller. So
Wow.
I know, how cool is that? She's like, oh my God, I love all these pictures I'm seeing of Mr. Heath. Right. I know. I know. It's so funny. So when I saw him at the balloon fight. He goes, man, I forget you know Lindy. I'm like, yeah, I know Lindy really well. Lindy was our choreographer on Barney and Friends for several years, and just a favorite person of mine. And she has become, by the way, she teaches in Fort Worth theater and has been nominated for awards. And just she's incredible. She's incredible. She's also one of just the nicest people in the world. So it's just so cool to have that going there. So
Absolutely.
we talk about this all the time, that Barney is just such a small world. It is just such a small world. So
Listen, speaking of Small World and Barney, did you see one of the pictures that I had from Bakersfield? It was me and the Grinch, Santa Claus Grinch,
okay,
over my left shoulder.
yeah,
And to be honest, I don't know from where what product his wife was dressed. Had the cutest little baby, but he brought me a tour book from the UK,
wow,
like our book.
right,
Apparently, a bus driver put it up on eBay, and this fan who was cosplayed as the Grinch had it.
wow,
And so I signed it. Bob had already signed it as well. So that was cool.
very cool.
I poor guy, he probably stood there for an extra 5 minutes than he really wanted to because I was just reminiscing. Rager, look at this. And Rager, no way. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
So that was
it's crazy
a
with that.
little walk down memory lane.
Yeah, it's crazy when all that stuff comes out. It's
You
it's
know?
it's crazy about that. But you know what? That's a great segue, as we're going to talk about Barney each week. What do you remember from going over there in the UK?
Oh, wow. Well, that was my first time in the UK. Um, and it was my well, I had my passport for Mexico. That's right. So first time in the UK and Canada. Boy, didn't need it in Canada at the time.
Time.
Um, but let's see. We flew into Glasgow, right? Glasgow or Aberdeen? No, Aberdeen. I think I saw. That's right. It was Aberdeen. We flew into Aberdeen, that little hotel. I remember a few people got stuck on the elevator.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, it wasn't too long, but it was a thing. Some luggage was lost, as it was
As
likely to
always,
have
as
happened.
always.
Yeah, coming from the States. Um, boy, I just had a. It was fun. I had a good time. Had a we I missed our buses. I do remember that. I remember thinking, but the hotel rooms were a little smaller. Uh, I liked the cabs. They still had cabs. They were newer cabs, but there were still some older cabs, so that was fun. Getting the big open back
Right.
end of those big black cabs, that was fun. Um, I remember our roadie, our lighting guy, Bob Batty. Do you remember Bob Batty?
I do.
Hello, Barney. Come on. Bob Batty. He was Sting's uh, lead spot operator. That's what I was told. Uh, yeah, he had quite a reputation. I don't know. I haven't heard what happened to Mr. Bob Batty years later, but he was a great character. I remember we were coming back from having Indian food one night, me and Bob and Creech, and we were in a cab, and Creech wanted to stop off at the convenience store, and but he wanted the cabbie to stop at the convenience store and wait there for us, and then take us to back to onto the hotel. Um, Although it was across the street, it just wasn't an easy walking way.
Right.
Anyway, we we he asked him to pull into the convenience store, and he asked him to wait, and the cabbie's like, no, 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 you got to get out, got to get new cab. And Creech's like, come on, okay, I'll give you, come on, just wait a sec, I'll pay you. And Bob's like, come on, Creechy, Creechy, give him a fiver and let's be on with it. And I never will forget, that just cracked me up. Come on, Creechy, Creechy. I'd never heard anyone call Creech that. And
Uh,
the way he did it. Oh, Bob Batty. Come on, Creechy, Creechy. And we had to get out of the cab, and that cabbie was not having it. No, can't do it. No, go on, got to pay. Charged us. We had to hop out. And that was the end of it. We
Uh,
wound up walking. We wound up walking around, but yeah, one of the many things I did.
that's
I
awesome.
remember. How about you? What do you remember about it? Was that your first? Had you been over there yet?
I had,
Okay.
I had, and
Many times where you were that was all happened for you by then.
I had been there. Yeah, I had been there a bunch. I
Okay.
had been there a bunch. We'll have to tell some of those stories because I've got some really some fun ones from going over there to an old. I can't remember the town. I went to an old fishing village, which was crazy, and there are some fun stories there. But it's funny you talk
Okay.
about Scotland. I remember going on a because you're going to real castles, right? That have been around. And I remember going in. We did a like a haunted tour kind of thing, like
You
legit,
did.
right? Yeah, right. Because
Oh
you can do
yeah,
haunted
yeah.
houses. I'm
Totally.
talking
Oh
about
yeah.
right. And they were telling these stories in this thing about the plague, dude. Right. Like I'm pretty sure something was in the room, and I was pretty sure I need to get out quick. That's usually not. I'm usually not affected by that. I was affected by that. Like that whole thing. And they're like, if you listen closely, and I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking,
Hmm.
uh, when does this thing end? Because I think it needs to.
Yeah. I'm gonna listen closely to the inside of my head with my fingers in my ears. Ha la
Oh,
la la la
dude,
la la.
they tell the stories and they show the
Yeah.
old brick, and it was rainy and all that stuff. And they're describing the plague and all that. And I'll never forget that. Wow. Like I feel like I got the real legit there. But yeah, that and I was going to
Wow.
bring this up to you. I remember, didn't we have for while we were over there a little bit, we had the Rolling Stones catering crew, as I recall.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we had
Yes,
the
we
Rolling
did.
Stones catering crew.
Amanda, I
Amanda,
remember
yeah.
Amanda
Hmm.
and wasn't Flory. Flory's my roadie.
Yep. For,
Oh, I got them. They're all in that book too. Shout out to
mhm.
the UK book. Yep.
And so I remember,
Ah,
obviously we don't have the
they have
budget
the best.
as the Rolling Stones, so we didn't have filet and lobster, but but the food that they cooked was just incredible. And the stories of them talking about what they were doing for the Stones, I mean, that's once in a lifetime stuff right there. Once in a lifetime stuff when you've got the Rolling Stones catering crew. It's pretty amazing. So I'll never forget that and hearing those stories.
You're right. I thankfully we ate good. Yeah, we didn't the actually I'll say the food was better than most of the in-house
Yeah.
arena catering.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, sometimes you had I think there one venue over there that we had to use there.
Probably.
No, that's what it was. I forgot. That was Anaheim, California.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they make you use their catering, and it is not good. And everybody in the business knew it at the time. I don't know what it is now. Not trying to shade them, but I'm just saying at the time it was. Anyway,
And
in
the
the
random thing,
UK,
because you just brought that up, is I met Alan
what's
Thicke
that?
there.
In Anaheim?
Yeah, in Anaheim. I'll never forget that.
Oh, look.
Like, I know. Sorry.
Love Alex.
Sorry.
No. So yeah, hey, this is the Mixtape Lounge, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, what
You never know what
Josh
we're
and
gonna
I have
talk about.
learned, when a memory pops in your head, throw it out now because it may
Go.
not stay there.
Action. Yeah, totally. Just hold on, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, we got a few more minutes.
Strap in.
We got a few more minutes, Josh. What do we got going on this weekend?
Oh my gosh. Rager and I are off to Virginia Beach, Virginia,
Very cool.
to Super Anime Fest. Um, boy, I got to check in and see all of the great guests that are going to be there and all the other vendors and things. But we are excited to see some other people that we've met along the way. Mike Federale, he's running the event. He runs great events. And I've already looked ahead at some restaurants. There looks
Okay.
to be some great seafood ahead. Going to
Nice.
take in that and a little cooler weather. A little bit cooler weather, ladies and gentlemen, from probably most of the country, but definitely here in the Metroplex.
Right.
We're going to be in like the 80s,
Wow.
and I'm excited about that. And randomly enough, as soon as we leave, they're going up to triple digits. So I don't know how that's working out, but I am not going to argue with them. I'm gonna enjoy it and take them up on it.
So now is this just the convention you're doing?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
just an anime convention. So it'll be mostly catered to anime
Is there any
versus
other Dragon Ball Z
other
people going
stuff.
to be out there?
I don't know. I am horrible, ladies and gentlemen. I am a shameless self-promoter. Um, I know Rager and I will be there, and I know it's called Super Anime Fest in Virginia Beach. So uh, I am confident because I did it myself. Google search of those things, and you are going to find everything you need to know about who's going to be there, when they're going to be there, where to go. We got a Q&A Ranger and I have coming up. There'll be a image included here for you. And yeah, so here we go.
Very cool. Very cool. And what else you got going on this week?
Oh my God. Now, yeah, we fly out tomorrow.
Oh,
Fly
oh,
out tomorrow to Virginia Beach, babies. We go
goodness.
Saturday, Sunday, and then we're back. And then we're home until the 24th of September.
Okay.
We'll be doing we'll be in Odessa,
Oh,
Midland,
okay.
Odessa.
Midland,
Mid
Odessa.
Mid Anime
I
is
know
what
Midland,
it's called,
Odessa well.
right? Yeah. We've been out there a couple times, just a couple times, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna go out there again. We're gonna take Boo and Mr. Satan.
Out West Texas.
That's right.
Yeah.
Out in the West Texas town of Odessa. I just changed it. You're welcome. Uh,
Oh, it is out west too. I mean, it is out there. It's
yeah,
out there.
yeah, desert son. And we're driving.
Yeah.
Me, yeah, for that one, me, Rager, and Aaron Roberts. He's on My Hero Academia and a
Oh,
lot of
very
other
cool.
things. So, yeah, maybe we'll see about getting old Rager and Aaron on that week, the week before that. Maybe we can do a little chat there.
I think that'd be awesome.
I'll talk to
Rager's
him
always
about it.
amusing on itself. So that alone.
Shoot. Yeah, we could just press record.
Yeah. Sit back and
We'll
listen.
have to edit it later, but
Oh, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Man, well, it's good to see you.
always back at you, my brother. Yeah, have a great weekend. Be safe, and I can't wait to talk to you next week and catch up. And I'm gonna see about maybe uh, bringing some friends
Yeah.
with us next week.
Yeah.
I hate to spoil it because you never know what happens, what
Right.
might happen in the mixtape lounge.
Right.
But we'll see if we can't get them to pop in.
Yeah. And we have, I keep getting all the Barney, Barney, Barney. I hear you. And we've got some coming up. So I'm reaching out to some people as well. So we're going to have lots of friends from all the things that we have done over the years on the Mixtape Lounge here coming up soon.
Yes. Yeah, and you know what, Carrie? Real quick before we go, uh, Pearl and I were talking about an idea, and
Uh-oh.
I think we might want to get the opinion of the
Was
audience.
was this after the first whiskey or
Um, I don't answer questions, sir. I
Yes,
do tell stories though.
I got
And
you. So I got you. So, all right, what do you got for the fans?
I got that they'll have to tune in next week to hear about it. I
Ooh,
think this is a great idea, and I think if I can get the friends to come on, I think it will be the ultimate time to discuss that idea
all right.
and to go ahead and spitball that. Between the group of people that we might have together, I think that'll be the perfect launch. And
It,
if and maybe I'll go ahead and say this: if we want to tease that we might be doing a Patreon for this, we'll go ahead and launch it right now. Let's After we say goodbye on this episode, stay tuned. Patreon will get the teaser,
man,
get the
he's
teaser
like
for them to come in next week.
Josh just went off and teased a bunch of things. I mean,
I didn't even talk to Carrie about this. Sorry. I
yeah,
don't know.
no,
You can say no or not.
no,
The
no, no.
Mixtape Lounge later,
There it
ladies and
is. There
gentlemen.
it is. There it is. So we're going to say goodbye now, but obviously we're going to keep going here.
That's right. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank
There
you,
you go.
Carrie. You're
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. This is awesome. Keep your eyes, your ears, and your heart open. And we will see you next week.